Hello YouTube. So I watched a video not too long ago, and it was Essential Craftsman's video from you. If you haven't seen any of his, you need to watch it. But it was about these guys, which are ratchet straps, and he did a great job of showing how to use ratchet straps. But there were a few things that he didn't show, and he probably just forgot it. He definitely knows more about this stuff than I do. But I decided to make a video myself to show some of the little tricks that I learned, mostly when I was in the Army. The Army didn't teach me, it was somebody in the Army. He really knew, and so he taught me how to use these guys. And so, anyways, I found just, with interactions with family and friends that if the people that really don't like ratchet straps are the ones who don't know how to use this. Okay, so the way that these works, I guess, again, what I was trying to say before is that the people that I've found that don't like ratchets are the ones that don't know how they work and how easy they are. Once I teach somebody how to use them, they instantly love them. Anyways, so first of all, when you're using a ratchet, you want to put it in this position when you're loading it. Okay? And then what you do, if you look, you see the gap. Now it can be in any direction that you want, and you can obviously, by turning this, if you open and close it, it moves it. See, now it's pointed up. Let's see if I can need something. Now it's pointed sideways again. Okay, now obviously you want it pointed sideways, it's easier. But anyways, so to load it, you put it in this position, right? Here's the this is on this side. This is the lever that you're going to ratchet with. Okay, and what you do is you feed this through there. I don't know if this is focusing very well. You feed it through there just like this, and you pull it up. Okay? So it has to be on this side. The loose end has to be on the lever side. Okay? So now, let me stop this real quick and get in a better position to show you the next part. Okay, so here I have it hooked to something that's stable, and then this is my big load. I'm just using a box, and it's tied to the other end. Okay, so again, this is my loose end, this is the loaded end, and that's pointed up. It has to be in this configuration before. And if you look, it's not wrapped around anything. So before you wrap it, you start cranking on it. You tighten it up just like this. Okay? It has to be like this. If it's not like this, then it's harder to undo it. Okay? Then you start ratcheting it. And I only have two hands. Let me see if I can figure something out. Okay, so I have it like this. Remember, this is the loose end, this is the tight end, and then, so you want to make sure that these two are tight like this, but not ratched before you start ratcheting. Okay, so you pull this, I'm pulling this end tight. Now, I can start ratcheting, and it tightens it down. Okay, now, this is the easy way to get it out. There's a little notch right here on this end, and there's a little release here. So you Put that in, that releases it. You pull it up. You make sure that it catches in there. See that? You hear it? Click. And that's in the release position. And then you take the loose end and you pull it really hard. Okay? And if you look, it released its, okay, if you look, it spun that out, the center spindle, it spun it out and now it's loose. Okay, you're only going to get that if you have it in this orientation before you start cranking on it. Okay, let's try it one more time. So I'm going to hold, this is kind of in a V. This is in this position. Okay, the loose end is up top and this is on the top as well. I'm going to pull as tight as I can, and then I'm going to start ratcheting. You don't need to do very much, and it'll grab it. Okay, maybe you can do a couple more, and then to release it, again, you pull down here. You pull it up until it catches the notch. You hear a pop. Then you grab this part and you pull. Wait. There, now it's caught. Now you pull it and it'll spin. It spins this out. And then it's easy to take off. Okay, now let me show you another trick. Let's say it's really hard. You need to do another part right here. Say you need to make this harder, and you can't because it's harder to do. Here's a trick. You can take this, feed it back through. Okay? You don't have to feed it all the way through. You just need to grab it, and it'll right there, and you can use this as a lever. And you can get a couple more clicks. Okay? That's how you really crank it down. But again, to pop it out, you release it here. You make sure it gets all the way there. And then this will spin loose. If it doesn't, you pull really hard and it will spin loose. Okay, one last thing before I go. This is for your sanity. Here, my dog's barking. So let's say that I put this, so it's not on top of my car right now, but let's say that this is on top of my car. Let's say this box is on top of my car. Okay. Now, yeah, definitely on top of your car. This is the one where it happens the most. Okay, so the way that if you look, this is flat from here to here. Okay. Now what that will do, and also because it's an open box, it feels flat across. If you look, see how it turns? There's one turn in it from this point to this point. There's a turn. Okay, and then if you look here, from this point to there, there's a couple twists. You want the twist. You don't want the flat, especially if it's on top of your car. The reason is because this will just vibrate. The wind will blow across it, and it'll just hum really loud. And especially if you're on a road trip, it's really loud for a long time, and it drives you crazy. I didn't know this until I discovered it kind of on my own.
by watching. I was driving past some trucks that were carrying hay, I think, and they had theirs twisted, and I thought, I wonder if that makes the sound go away. And so I did it, and it made the sound go away. So this won't make a sound, right? You want to twist at least once or more. And then this you do not want, because it'll just hum, really drive you crazy. Trust me on this one. I learned it by experience. Anyways, so I showed you how to use the ratchet. Oh, and another thing, you see this is loose. You do not want this to be loose and flapping anywhere, so you want to tie it off. I usually wrap it. I go back and forth and then get it so that it's tied somewhere off, because it'll fray. And I'll show you what it looks like if it frays out. In fact, this was frayed out a second ago, and I just fixed it. So this is what happens if you do not, if you let your straps just flap while you're driving, it'll do this. So I'm going to fix it, but don't let your straps flap while you're driving. Okay, so another thing, if the straps are made out of nylon, they will stretch when you tighten them a little. And they might, like, you get them tight and then you drive a little bit and then they'll stretch and loosen. Whereas if you get polyester, or you get them made out of polypropylene, then they won't stretch. Of course, if they're nylon and they do stretch, you can just tighten them some more. There you go. But just something to think about when you're buying straps. And also, these, you definitely have different quality buckles. And so, I guess the better, obviously the higher quality of the buckle, the easier it is to use, and the more it just works right. But, so anyways, hopefully this helps. And if you watch Essential Craftsman's video, he has much more explanation on this. And again, I love ratchet straps. They're so easy. And in fact, let me show you this. It's an ammo can, and I just wrote straps on it. And this is how I carry it in my car or in my Tahoe. And I don't like wind them up. I just throw them in loose. But it fits a whole lot of them, and it keeps them organized inside the Tahoe. And then it's an ammo can, so it doesn't. You can throw stuff on top of it. Throw stuff on top of it, and it won't break it. So that's how I carry them in my car, in my Tahoe. And I love ratchet straps, so you should try them if you haven't. If you're frustrated with tying loads down, this is the easiest way to do it. Go buy a bunch, and more than 4, like at least 8 of them. You'll use the heck out of them. Thanks for watching, everybody.